This video is about how I made the spoiler work and created my own third brake light. Now the third brake light, that also was a challenge. Basically it was 3 failed attempts before I finally got it right. But I think I've got a working one now, and we'll go ahead and use that one. So let me show you how all this came together. Okay, the next project is to work on the rear spoiler. That means I need to cut this out and along there to make this a removable piece. Down there is actually the third brake light is in this section right here. So I'll have to work on that. Now, Neil Allergen has already done this, and he used a Chrysler Crossfire rear wing assembly, and I ordered those, and that should get here later on this week. Okay, when cutting out the spoiler, when you cut that, then there's not a lot of support in the back, so the body's going to drop. So before I actually remove the spoiler altogether, I need to put the body back in position and put some bracing in it to hold it in place. But the bracing still has to be able to clear the body so I can remove the body. So that's next. Okay, have now cut out the spoiler. And what I did to support the back was put in some braces off of the frame back to the body, and these will be unbolted, and that will allow the body to come off and still leave the braces in place. So here I marked what needed to be cut off of the Crossfire wing. Okay, to keep everything in alignment, I've used my infamous popsicle sticks again to hold the spoiler in place. Now I'll work underneath to fasten the brackets, or tack them to the supports I've got, and go from there. I wanted to make sure I retained the spoiler shape. I cut some 16-inch gauge metal plates and formed them to fit the spoiler. These were then clamped down and Dur-A-Flexed in place. Alright, I need to add some structure to the spoiler, and I need to fill in the space with, I don't want to use 2 inches of Bondo, so I'm going to try something a little different. I already have the metal in there, which is holding the shape that I need. Down here, I've made a little vent, so to speak, that I'm going to use spray foam insulation. And I've put this temporary foam in there to keep it from getting to the edges, so that I can actually wrap fiberglass around the foam once I get it done. Never done this before, so we're going to see how this works out. Well, not sure how this is going to work. I'll do a little more cutting and getting out of there, then we'll figure out if it's something that would work or not. Okay, after sanding it down, this probably would work, but I'm thinking more go with some of the pink foam And it's sandable as well. That could be glued in. I'll probably go that way. The Crossfire mechanism has built-in limit switches to stop the max open and close positions. These were controlled by the car's body control module. I needed to come up with the wiring schematics to perform the same function. The first attempt was using relays. The limit switches simply break the ground connection to stop the movement. After feedback, I decided to simplify and eliminate the relays. In reality, the spoiler is getting heavy, and I may replace the motor with an actuator. This will only be used for show and not really open at speeds, as there is not sufficient structure to support the downforce. Looking at how the OEM third brake light works, it appears to be two separate pieces with a clear lens. I decided to use 1/2 inch clear acrylic for the lens as well as smaller pieces of acrylic to make the housing. I used a water-cooled tile saw to cut the acrylic. Okay, here's the progress on the third brake light, which has been really a lot of problems. Anyway, I have the housing here, and it's fastened in, and then I have this light strip. So now what I'm going to do is this will get inserted into there, cut off here, and use these special connectors to connect that, and then the wire will come out here. These will then go in here, and then those will reflect the light out. So that's where we're at on this one, and I'll continue working. This foggy edge you can actually clean up by using a torch. See, that half is now clear. Okay, after multiple failed attempts, I now have the third brake light working. Now the underneath side of the spoiler, it all still has to be final body work, but at least I have something working now. Those are the other two failed attempts. Anyway, it's trial and error, and you finally get it right. Brian did some final welding on the floor supports that I had been putting off while working on the spoilers and the brake light. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would appreciate it if you would, and be sure and turn on your post notifications. Thank you for watching.